I am here to talk in brief about, my victory testimony, and it is about literally planning my wedding. I can say God has been good and God has been faithful. And there's a saying that when you are faithful to God, He will be faithful to you. So let me see how quickly I can go ahead and give my testimony. I proposed to Shan, my wife, on my birthday, November 16 last year. Wasn't working at the time, but there was some money set apart because I was planning a couple months before, to propose to her. And I'm going to show you how good God is. When I went to Kingston to purchase the ring, because I'd sent one of my brother to, check around Kingston to send some pictures to see which ring I would purchase for Shanique. And when we went to the store, they were having a major discount. And right there and then, God began to work, literally. And when I went to the store, I knew the manager as well. So I did not only get, the discount that they were giving, but I also got a manager's discount. So literally the money that I'd taken to Kingston, that was split in half. That's how good God is. So even from proposing, God had already started to make a way. Leading up to the wedding and planning of the wedding. I was working at the time, but it was on contract. But COVID came, right? And I know COVID has caused a lot, loss of jobs and so on. So my contract ended quickly than it should. But the good thing about it, and I'm literally showing you how good God is, that even when I was sent home, I was still getting paid. A lot of persons, they just got sent home, nothing. So even in COVID, we were planning our wedding, and I can tell you that 9 months really ran quickly, because when I proposed to Shan in November, I said, okay, we have some little time, and then January came, and then literally it was April, May, June, July, literally. And even in COVID, I was saying to myself, babe, do you want to push the wedding down? Because based on how things are going, and a lot of businesses were closed and so on. And Shan was like, oh babe, let's and we kept on pushing ourselves, because I had faith. I literally wasn't that worried, and I had faith that God would see us through. And I'm going to show you how good God is. When I proposed to Shan, immediately we started to get phone call. Okay, pick a dress and I'll pay for it for you. Pick your suit. If you're going to bill it or you're going to buy it, the suit is on me, your shoes is on me. And right there and then God began to work. For the decoration for my wedding, for the reception only, it was $227,000, literally. And when we went back and spoke to the lady, after speaking to her, she came back and she said, okay, give me 127,000. So you know that 100,000 came off. God was just working some miracles, and even to decorate the church, because it was a different person, Auntie Kaya, love her so much. And she said to us, okay, you purchase the material and I will take care of the church for you, right? But COVID came, as I said, I had to stop working, right? So leading up to the wedding, I literally wasn't working. 1 month before I got a call, same company to come in for an interview. There was an opening, and they said, come to the interview, and based on the interview, the job is yours. Now, I know I was doing my job, so I wasn't really worried. And I got the call and I went to do the interview, and I'm going to show you how God stepped into that interview. While I was there, another person was vying for that same spot, and when they were in there, it took like half an hour, and I'm like, what are they doing in there so long? So I got a little bit worried, and I began to pray, and I said, God, it is what it is. If it is my job, it is my job. When I went into that office, I sat there, and my boss looked at me and he said, I don't even know what to ask you. So he's just going to pass it around the room. Went to the other manager. She did not know what to ask. They literally just asked me one question: what can I bring to the table? Literally, that was it. And then I was there. About 5 minutes I was out of the interview, and then I was like, it seemed it is looking good. 2 weeks pass, 3 weeks pass, nothing. Literally, I'm not hearing any calls, and I'm wondering, if I was expecting too much, and I basically had like 2 or 3 weeks left for the wedding. Then one day I was home and I heard my phone rang and I got the call. They said, listen, hey, you came in to do an interview, you know, the job is yours. So I'm just showing you from the proposal leading up to the wedding, you know, God has just been faithful, and I can say this is not a contract, but it is a permanent job, you know, and I have to give God thanks. You know, my wife said, you know, every time, you know, she began to doubt God, God just embarrassed her. So I'm here to encourage somebody. You know, it might look weary now, you might feel down, you know, you might feel like God has forgotten about you, but I'm here to encourage you that when you are faithful to God, God will be faithful to you. I can tell you a lot of persons are saying that, you know, my wedding, it looks like a